Oh, hey, how's it going? Hey, hanging out in the studio tonight, just kind of chilling, relaxing. Rough day, making it better. Hey, listen, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about transportation of your Pokemon cards. If you go through what I did, 15, 20 years ago, and when we would travel all over the country playing the Pokemon games, I had younger kids at the time. They're older now, but I had kids that I had to take care of, and I had to lug their stuff around, just like my own stuff. So I always had some sort of a suitcase or a toter, something that was fairly large on wheels, so I have to carry it because you guys know how heavy cards can get after a while. And I always had one, and it always worked out great. And then the kids got older, carried their own stuff. I still had one because I like to carry a lot of things along, so I can keep cards in there to help other people out. Well, more recently now, in the last 6 months, 8 months it's been, I bought this contraption right here. Now I got this at the Harbor Freight stores. Not sponsored. And this is a modular or a pack out kit, if you want to call it that. I don't know. Milwaukee makes one. Dewalt makes one. Everybody makes one. And the nice thing about this, number one, this section, I specifically chose certain sections, has these nice little things inside where you can fit a deck box. I used to carry out my dice in there. And the fact that they come apart. I'm going to get off my butt so I can take this. So you can take them apart and only take as much or as little as you need, depending on which section you need. The bad news about this, it's relatively heavy. So getting it up and down the stairs was a nightmare. You can take it apart to put it in the vehicle so it's lighter that way, but it is a little bit bulky. And like I said, it's very heavy. So I looked for another alternative. And I came up with something that I think is absolutely phenomenal. And I wanted to share this with you guys. And when Miss Kathy says, well, maybe you should make a video about it, I said, I think you're right. So I should. So I did. There I am. Yeah. So Mary would roll this big dude out of the way, and I'll grab the new one. And I'll tell you why. One of the problems that I had is my trade binders and that were always on the bottom piece. So if I wanted to get at my trade binders, I had to take all the top ones off. And that got kind of heavy and cumbersome too. Do you? Stay shut. So here's my new one. This one's made by Craftsman. And I find this one to be really awesome. It's a little smaller. It doesn't have quite as much room. Still has a telescoping handle, which is great. It still has compartments, like we like, inside. The big difference about this one is okay, so I got stuff in the top that I can get at. How do I get at the bottom stuff? Right? Well, check this out. You pull this lever right here, and this whole thing opens up and locks into place for not against the wall. So now I have all my decks here. I can get at them really easy. I can get at all my binders down here in the bottom really easy. And I can leave it sit like this. And this thing will hold like 80 or 90 pounds, I think it is. So I can literally access all of my compartments at the same time without having to lift big heavy boxes off the tops of the other ones. I think it's really cool. So I wanted to share this with you guys so you can see what an old fart like me does to try to save his back from carrying huge backpacks full of huge binders. You got all your decks in there all lined up. It's nice and neat. A bonus too. Let me tell you about the bonus, but we'll do that in a minute. But then when you're time to go, right, lock your top, you pull your lever, she snaps into place, and she's ready to go. The only thing I can tell you that's a downside to this that I've found, and again, it's relatively heavy, mostly because of what I have inside. So when you lift it, though, this is your only handle. So that makes it a little bit cumbersome to get it in and out of a tall vehicle like my truck. So I have a little trouble with that. Bonus footage. You ready for this? So Sturtaz, my adopted nephew, has decided to get a 3D printer. Now you've been watching the channel before. You've seen 3D printed things that we've had before. But take a look at this. He made himself one that actually holds his deck inside too. Now mine doesn't, but he custom made this for me. And you see what's inside. There's all my dice. I think there's 4 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers of dice. But he even put a finger hole in here for me, because I got big fat fingers, so I can even get my fingers down in there to dig the dice that are on the lower levels. Yeah, I think I have 4 layers of dice in here. I have a lot. Anyway, yep, there's 4 layers. It's totally amazing. He designed. Well, then I dropped one in there. That's the only downside to having a finger hole, is I drop sometimes. And we're working on that. We're gonna make a little insert to put in there so I can pull it out when I need to stick my finger in there, and put it back in when I don't need it. And I did it again. Try that again. I'm gonna leave them out for a minute. But I've got my ability markers are in there in their own little slots. My poison and burn markers are in their own little slots. My V-Star markers are all in their own little slots. I don't have this stuff tumbling around inside my tote anymore. I can keep track of everything. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And he came up with this all on his own. He's got a bigger one that he made for himself, because he can get his fingers in between these better than I can. So he made one that holds all of this stuff, plus his whole deck will fit in here. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. But here's the bonus news to that. Hopefully within a short period of time, I'm going to have these available on the channel. They will be regular guy barbecue boxes. They're going to have the grill on them. That way, if Gengar is not your favorite like mine, you won't have to have Gengar on it. But I'm having him make me more of these, and I'm going to make available to you guys. So if you play the game, and you travel, and you do all the things that we do, and you want one to get one of these, keep your eyes on the channel, because they're going to be coming very soon. I think that's all I got. You think? All right. Well, guys, that's it for this video. Wanted to share some of the tools of the trade that we use. Like, share, subscribe, ring a ding the bell notification. Comment below. Let me know what you think of these amazing things that we have. But until next time, gang, I got a box. You can do it too. See you soon.